When you first fall in love, it feels like you can tell your partner anything. Every secret, every hope, every fear, nothing seems too small or too big to share. You talk for hours, sharing stories from your childhood, your wildest dreams, your deepest insecurities. There's a sense of safety, a feeling that you've finally found someone who truly gets you. But over time, something changes. You start to notice the silences growing longer, the conversations growing shorter. Suddenly, the person you once felt closest to can feel like a stranger sitting right beside you. Why does this happen? Why do couples who are supposed to be each other's safe place start hiding their feelings? The reasons are often more complicated than we realize. Life gets busy, routines take over, and the spark of curiosity about each other can fade. Sometimes it's not just about what's happening between you, but what's happening inside you. Sometimes it starts with something small, a worry about work, a moment of insecurity, a fleeting doubt about the relationship, or you tell yourself it's not worth bringing up, I don't want to burden them, so you keep it to yourself. Maybe you think they have enough on their plate already, or I should be able to handle this on my own. The first secret feels harmless, but it sets a pattern. Other times it's fear. Fear of being judged, fear of being misunderstood. Maybe you've tried to open up before and it didn't go well. Maybe your partner dismissed your feelings or got defensive or even laughed it off. So you learn to keep quiet. You start to believe that some parts of you are better left hidden, even from the person you love most. There's also the fear of rocking the boat. You might worry that if you share your true feelings, your doubts, your disappointments, your needs, it will lead to conflict. You don't want to start a fight or make things worse, so you pretend everything is fine. You smile when you want to cry. You say, I'm okay, when you're not. The peace feels fragile, and you're afraid to disturb it. Sometimes couples hide their feelings because of past experiences. Maybe you grew up in a family where emotions weren't talked about, or where vulnerability was seen as weakness. Maybe you learned early on that it's safer to keep your guard up, even with the people you love most. Old habits die hard, and the walls you built to protect yourself as a child can follow you into adulthood. Over time, all these little moments of hiding add up. You start to feel like you're living parallel lives, sharing a home, a bed, a routine, but not your inner world. You might find yourself thinking, they don't really know me anymore. Or worse, maybe they never did. The loneliness can be overwhelming even when you're not physically alone. The distance grows, not because you don't care, but because you're trying to protect yourself or protect them. You might hide your anxiety about money, your doubts about parenting, your fears about the future. You might even hide the fact that you feel lonely even when you're together. The more you hide, the more isolated you feel, and so the person you love most becomes the person you hide the most from. It's a painful irony, wanting to be close but feeling like you can't be fully seen. You might even start to resent your partner for not noticing your pain, even though you haven't let them in. Sometimes couples even hide the good things, their dreams, their hopes, their excitement about something new. Maybe you worry your partner won't understand, or will think your dreams are silly. So you keep them to yourself, and a little piece of you stays hidden. Over time, you might stop sharing your victories, your passions, or the things that make you feel alive. The result? You start to feel like roommates instead of soulmates. You go through the motions, but the emotional connection fades. You might even start to wonder if you're growing apart, or if you're just growing more afraid to be vulnerable. The relationship feels stuck, and you're not sure how to get back to each other. But here's the truth. Hiding doesn't protect you. It just builds walls. Walls that keep you apart even when you're in the same room. The more you hide, the harder it becomes to reach out. The silence becomes a habit, and the distance becomes the new normal. You might even forget what it felt like to be truly open with each other. So what can you do? It starts with small steps. Try sharing one small fear or one small hope. Tell your partner about something that made you anxious today, or something that made you smile. Listen when they share, even if it's hard to hear. It's not about fixing everything overnight, but about creating space for honesty. Real intimacy isn't about sharing everything all at once. It's about building trust, one honest moment at a time. It's about letting your partner see the real you, the messy, complicated, beautiful you. When you take the risk to be vulnerable, you invite your partner to do the same, and yes, it's scary. It takes courage to be vulnerable, especially if you've been hurt before, but the reward is worth it. When you let yourself be seen, you give your partner the chance to love the real you, not just the version you think they want. You might be surprised by how much closer you feel, even after just one honest conversation. Over time, those small moments of honesty add up. The walls start to come down. You remember what it feels like to be truly known and truly loved. The distance shrinks, and the connection grows stronger. You start to feel like partners again, not strangers. Because the bravest kind of love isn't about hiding your fears, it's about sharing them and trusting that you'll be met with understanding. That's how strangers become partners again. And that's how love grows deeper, even in the hardest moments. It's never too late to start letting each other in, one small truth at a time.